Hi guys, it's Rosalie. I'm out walking Polly today. Hey Sean, this is to answer your question. Can you hear me, guys? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I put in earphones today and I don't know if that's a better sound thing out in public than you can hear me okay? Okay, terrific. So today's quick acting tip, I'm taking Polly for a walk in the leaves because she loves it, is about creating your own reel if you do not have footage. Like if you don't have footage from a television show or a short film or even a film that you've done that is significant and really showing your talent, it is better, because Sean actually wrote to me and asked, could I use this monologue? Would I be able to use this monologue for my footage for a reel? And unfortunately it was shot on Periscope, and you know how Periscope has to be vertical as opposed to horizontal. So the big problem with that is you're going to have the black lines and it's going to look unprofessional, and you do want your reel to look professional, because if you're trying to get footage that shows you working in a professional way, you want to say, hey, this is what I'm capable of, and anything less than that is going to make them think, ooh, they're still an amateur, they're still not professional, they're not ready for prime time yet. And you want your footage to look like you're ready for prime time. Now, especially Sean, who's already a writer, there would be an easy way for him to write his own scene. The scene ideally being less than a minute long. Yes, less than a minute long, because when they look at clips or they look at a reel, the whole reel initially should probably be less than 3 minutes. So if you're going to want some contrasting scenes eventually, you're going to want those scenes to be under a minute. And quite frankly, the casting directors take about 15 seconds to decide whether or not they're going to continue watching or not. The maximum amount of time they probably watch is 90 seconds. These are quoted averages from casting directors. So your reel does not have to be hugely long, and it's better to have little clips rather than an entire reel to put up on Actors Access, so that you can send a clip that actually relates to the character that you are wanting to audition for. So in the case of Sean, if you were going to a scene wanting to show that you could play a thug or like a gang member or something like that, which is a little more Sean's look of his brand, which is why I'm saying this, then he's going to want to create a scene that actually shows him playing a character like that. That's just going to be like a 90-second clip that you can send. Now you have to think about a couple of things when you go, hey Tim, when you go to shoot this, because you are going to want to contain your sound and you're going to want to have control over light. Those are the two things. You can shoot this with your phone. The phone's resolution for an acting clip like this could easily be handled on a phone. The problem with most people when they go to shoot this with their phones is they don't understand the concept of lighting. That if you light it really well, if you have control over your light, it's going to look more professional. So if you go to a site called No Film School on YouTube, there's you can subscribe to the No Film School, and there's other sites just like that will teach you, and you can search their subscription list, their playlist for tips on lighting, and that will really help you, because and you can do this seriously with some filters and that you can make yourself literally out of curtains, as long as you're not setting a fire, and some lights from Home Depot. You really can do this yourself. You really can. If you're just looking to get real and you're not in a place where you can hire a crew, you can make it work. You have to experiment though. You can't just go, okay guys, we're shooting this today and that's it. Experiment with the light and also contain your sound, because theirs was a bit odd. They wanted a 1 or 2 minute monologue, or I'd use your standard reel. Oh, okay, they did want a monologue. Yeah, retape it. Sean did a monologue on Periscope. Retape it, set it up. And a little hint, Sean, your videos are always looking too dark. They're not well lit, and that white background isn't helping you. You need to get a blue background, even put up a blue sheet of some sort, because then we can really see your skin tone and color. And with that white background, it doesn't look good. You would want to do a three-point lighting system for that. You want to put a little light in back on the bottom, on the floor, that'll shoot up, or have it, just above the ground, and have a third. If you go to New Film School, they'll teach you the three-point lighting system, and that will help. Hello from Russia, but you need to up it. If you're going for an agency that is a known agency like that, and you want them to treat you at that tier, you have to make a video that looks like it's at that tier. And that monologue needs a little coaching. Get together with somebody and work on that monologue to do coaching. Everything right now is one note. I'm just being totally honest with you. So if you are going to shoot something like that, I've never been to Russia. If you're going to shoot something like that, get a little work on it so it has more levels and more rainbows. And what I mean by that is, both with monologues, you want to pick a monologue that goes somewhere, that has a trajectory to it. You want to show your strengths and you want to show your vulnerabilities. It needs to have all of that. But when it's done in one, it was way too one note. So work with somebody on it. You can even coach with people over Skype or something. I'm silly. You're silly. So that's my advice to you. But if you could shoot a scene with people, for people that don't have reel, make sure that it's something self-contained under a minute. I have shot things outdoors for, what do you call them? For like kids that I coach, but I put mics on I use mics to help be able to defray the ambient noise that was outside. But the mics, you can even buy mics for your phone. You can buy a shotgun mic for your phone. You can buy little lav mics. My name is on this broadcast. So, and then you can edit it. You can edit it in Final Cut if you own Final Cut. And it's your reel. You can edit it in a movie. What do you call it? iMovie. You could edit it in iMovie. I know there's snobs out there going, oh, I would never work with these things. But the truth of the matter is, it's for your reel. They're little clips. And you could easily do that. Do I know Vladimir Putin? I haven't been to Russia. He keeps coming here, though. He keeps coming to New York. Welcome to New York. All right, you guys. I'm going to let you go. Sean, do you have any more questions? Do you have any more questions about it? I didn't know that the monologue was. The weather's a little cool, but great, yeah. Is the reel something that lets the agency... Okay, Tim, that's a good question. For instance, I coach kids who are going pro. And one of the things that I do for the musical theater students is that I do tape them doing two contrasting monologues. Or not monologues, excuse me, two contrasting songs. And good. So I usually do either a 16 bar or a 32 bar, either two 16 bars, which is better for taping, because they can tell what's your type, what's your range. You've got to pick 16 bars with range. And you make them contrasting. Either one is contemporary, usually one is a ballad, and one is an up-tempo. One contemporary, one classic. For those students, I do create those, and I light them on a stage, and I do the whole thing, and then I send that in a, a unlisted link that we can send to agents and managers who may be considering them. For kids that are actually looking to just do straight acting or film acting, we do create scenes, just like what I talked about, where we create entire, I write the scenes, and it features both of them, and then I edit and cut it, and we have them put that up at Actors Access, and we have an unlisted link for it, and then we can send that off to managers and agents. The other thing that I've done is just cast them in my films, and then they have reel from the film, and they have got representation out of that. So these are ways to do it. Also, I've had students who aren't in the films, but we have the reel, and we put it up on Actors Access. And then when I have other filmmakers saying, hey, I'm looking for an actor that's like this or this, I can say, okay, great, they're on Actors Access. They are somebody that I coach, and here is the link, and they can go see it, and then they can decide whether or not. In fact, I just have 2 of my students that I coach are working in a film this weekend, and another one got a voiceover job from it. So that's how I work it. But without any kind of reel or any kind of footage, it's really hard for a director to make a decision, or a casting director to make a decision as to whether or not you're worth bringing in and or casting. So that is my hint for the day. If you don't have any other questions, I'm going to go take care of Polly right now because she's having a moment. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.